All right, y'all. So we're back in New York for Love and Hip Hop, and this is season 8, episode 1. I know I didn't do Black Ink Crew Chicago last week. Like I told you guys before, we had been celebrating one of my friend's birthdays all last week or whatever. So, and his birthday was actually yesterday. So, happy birthday to you again, bro. But, yeah, so I'm not gonna, review that episode because there's no point. We're on a new week or whatever. So, yeah. But anyways, in advance, they're doing construction and stuff, next door or whatever. So if y'all hear that through the video, I do apologize. And also, my nose has been running since yesterday. I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming it's my allergies. So if I'm blowing my nose or whatever, or wiping my nose throughout the video, I apologize for that too. Okay. So let's get into the episode. So it starts off. Oh, before we get into that though, did y'all see the new intro they had for this shit? I was like, okay, Mona trying to step it up a little bit. I thought it was cute, but anyway, so it starts off with Remy. She's in the helicopter, reflecting on this past year or whatever, how she had a good year, and how being on top or whatever, people going to come for you and yada yada yada. And she talks about how she wants women in rap to come together, this, that, and the third. So they flash back to the summer jam with Hot 97, where she was on the stage with like Queen Latifah and Kim and a whole bunch of other female MCs or whatever. And then we see her later on or whatever. She's having like this networking party or whatever, and she links with after she talks or whatever on the mic and everything. She links with Juju and Bianca, and y'all know I don't be talking about people's hairs and stuff like that too often, but what the fuck was going on with Bianca's shit? Now, if y'all watch Forest Rocks and if y'all follow her on social media, she was on Instagram, I think last week, talking about it, like when she was watching the commercial, the promo commercial or whatever for this shit, and they showed Bianca's hair, and she kept on pointing, she paused the TV, and she was pointing to it, and she was like, what is that? Don't do that. I was cracking up so hard because I was like, oh my God, like, what is she doing here? Y'all know she had on, one of her blue wigs. She like wearing them blue wigs and stuff like that. But this part right here looked like the color that my hair is right now. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing here? Like, I don't know if she needed to pull the wig down some more, or I don't know what she needed to do to correct that situation, but I was just like, no. Why? Like, I really was trying to sit there and really just analyze the shit because I just was not understanding. Like, and Remy and Juju, they ain't shit. They ain't shit for telling her, girl, now, there's some bullshit you got going on with your hair right now. But, like, and then the first episode of the season, Bianca, girl, you gotta do better. You've been up here. This is your third season being up here now. But anyways, let me get off that. So, they're sitting down talking or whatever, and Remy is talking about how, it seemed like people in the industry be scared to show you love and stuff like that. Bianca talking about how she can relate. And, Remy is like, well, please enlighten me on how you can relate or whatever. So Juju, she's like, the last time I saw Miss Thing or whatever, and Bianca kind of started to roll her eyes a little bit. And Juju was like, girl, don't be doing all that. She was like, the last time I saw you, you was in a hoodie and you were fighting another artist. And this artist's name is Bree or whatever. Her real name is Brittany. That they showed it later on in the episode. But I'm like, so why don't they just call her Brit? Why are they calling her Bree? But whatever. So anyways, Bree, she's saying, Bianca is saying how old girl been, talking shit about her since, 2007. And I'm like, and we in 2017, 10 years later, and well, hell, you got OGs in the game that still, is beefing to this day. So, but anyways, but they shit seem like just some petty shit though. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, so Remy is telling, Bianca, what I'm saying, I don't want you to be like me or whatever, like, you don't want to end up where I was, which was, prison or whatever. And I see you going down that path, and it is not going to be a pretty thing if that happens. So then, we, go inside or whatever, and we see Pap and Snoop and DJ Self hanging out or whatever. Self still talking about this damn Gwenin Entertainment that don't nobody give a fuck about. Okay, but anyways, he has a new artist named Dream Doll, and from my understanding, I believe Dream Doll is from Bad Girls Club. Yeah, I know when I first started doing reviews, I wasn't even doing Bad Girls Club because I was just over it by then. So yeah, her name's Dream Doll or whatever. And next thing you know, Safari shows up, and he's explaining to them why he's back or whatever, and pretty much for his family, music, and to find like that real New York love or whatever. And Snoop, she was like, like what's going on? Is it too Hollywood for you out there or whatever? Like too plastic? And he's saying how they be having Botox parties and all this other kind of stuff. I was like, well, shit. I feel like that's happening anywhere nowadays, not just, Hollywood. Of course, it probably still is very more likely to happen in Hollywood, but I feel like that shit, they probably be doing shit like that in New York too, like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Yandy, she walks over, to talk to Juju and, Remy, and she's saying how, Lil Mendices has not seen Big Mendices or her in a long time or whatever, and how it's affecting him, and Big Mendices and everything. And she talks about how she has this new business venture in Atlanta or whatever. So next thing you know, Mendici calls and she's telling him, babe, I'm gonna call you back, I'm with the girls or whatever. Remy and Juju, they looking at her like, bitch, is you fucking crazy? And she's like, I talk to him all the time, this, that, and the third or whatever. I was like, Yandy girl, I understand. I do understand you talk to him all the time and everything, this, that, and the third. But this is kind of what you signed up for. You feel what I'm saying? You with this man or whatever. You were playing, the wifey role or whatever. So this is kind of what you signed up for. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I was with Juju and Remy on that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And she's asking Remy, well, how often did you call Pap? And she was like, I called him all the time. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Remy gonna feel some type of way because we know, she been locked up before or whatever. But yeah, Yandy, that was kind of, messed up because something important really could have been going on and you just, blowing him off, to hang with the girls. You know what I'm saying? Which, yeah, that was kind of messed up. So then we get this quick scene with Rich or whatever. He has, type 2 diabetes, and he's talking about how some of his peoples has, died from it and then lost, body parts or whatever, and how he's only 41. I said, now, I thought Rich was older than, but I don't know, but I really thought he was older than 41, but he say he 41, so, he's saying how he got to get back to his first love, which is music and all this other stuff, and stop creeping, but we see that throughout this season, he's still going to be creeping anyway, and he's going to be creeping with the married woman, okay? Speaking of the married woman that he's going to be creeping with this season, we get, Ananice, I think that's her name, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's like a Latin artist or whatever. She's performing at this club or whatever. She's got like some Grammys and, some billboards, and how she won like the Spanish version of American Idol or something like that. And, she took a break from the music industry, and, had kids or whatever, but now she's back and she's ready. She has her manager named Nervado or whatever. And then, her husband is backstage. She goes backstage with him once, she's finished or whatever. And he's like, whose idea was this or whatever? And she was like, not yours. I was like, ooh. Like, she was just talking smack to him or whatever. So, she She says how her marriage has been an issue for a minute now. Pretty much her husband doesn't really support her and everything. I forgot her husband's name. I didn't write it down, but yeah. So, she, is asking him, you think I look sexy? You think, I can get it tonight or whatever? And he talking about some maybe. And she like, what the fuck? Like, what is that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? And she's saying how she was dedicated to being a wife and a mother and all this other stuff. But now she's trying to get back on her grind, blah, blah, blah. And she's saying how it's some cute guys in here. So she gonna go, check them out or whatever. And he's saying, well, some cute girls in here, so I think I should check them out too. And she tells him, go ahead, go check them out or whatever. And he like, yeah, right. And she was like, no, I'm dead ass. She was dead ass, okay? So anyways, she goes over to where her manager, Navarro is at or whatever, and they're flirting and everything. And he talks about how he has a girlfriend and, the girlfriend ain't with all that flirting shit and everything. She can't handle Annalise's, personality or whatever. So then we get, Rich in the studio. He meets up with Webstar, and you guys, if you remember, he helped produce the Chicken Noodle Soup song, many moons ago for Bianca. So, and the girl Bree is also in the studio, and so Webstar is saying, how he signed her and all this other stuff. And sorry, y'all, I feel like something in my eye. Okay, so anyways, he's saying how he signed Bree or whatever, and he dropped some pretty decent names that she's worked with or whatever, but then gonna have the audacity to say to her, he feels like Rich can take her to the next level. I said, Rich been on this show since season 2, I believe. Technically season 1, because if you guys go back, you do see him in some of the scenes with, Chrissy and, Olivia and all them, but he just wasn't talking or nothing like that. But let's just say he been on the show since about season 2. And we on season 8 now. Whose career has he taken to the next level in that time span? Okay. So anyways, Rich, he talks about how he has a hard time working with female artists and their drama. And I'm like, and also you like to fuck them, but, okay. But, Webstar, he brings up, Bianca or whatever, and how her and Bree got issues and everything. So as he's getting into that, Bree walks in or whatever. And, Rich likes her and everything, but he knows that she does not get along with Bianca. And, Bree, she's like, they don't get along because Bianca tried to steal her songs and jack her style with the blue hair or whatever. And I'm just like, ain't neither one of you bitches started it with the blue hair. So, like, pipe the fuck down, okay? Like, you ain't the first person to wear blue hair. You ain't gonna be the last person. I'm just saying. But anyways, so, she pretty much wins Rich over when she talks about, her grandma being sick and, her grandma trying to figure out, where's her music at or whatever. And, her mom was trying to have a career at one point in time in the music industry and things didn't pan out for her the way she wanted it to. So she became an addict. And her grandma is concerned because she doesn't want, the same thing to happen to Bree or whatever. And so, Rich, like I said, Rich is sold and he decides he's going to manage her. So then we get Yandy. She's working or whatever. She gets a call from Mendices. He's fussing her out, about being with the girls and partying. And it could have been something important. And she was like, well, what you had to say to me that was so important? And he was like, don't worry about it now. Like, my mom dealt with it or whatever. And Yandy is like, little Mr. Mama's boy or whatever, getting his mom involved, this, that, and third. And I don't like the fact that, his mom be way too involved in our shit. And y'all done already told y'all. I told y'all before, I don't like that damn Judy. I do not like Mendice's mama whatsoever. And we're going to get into more, and we're going to get into a prime example as to why I don't like her later on. Okay? But anyways, so then Mendici starts reprimanding her like she's a child or whatever about some pictures that somebody sent him, or whatever that she took on Instagram, and it looked like you inspired to be a video vixen and all this other stuff. And then he's like, well, do you dress like this in front of your artist and this, that, and third? I'm like, Mendici, she's wearing a bikini on the beach. Like, do you expect her to dress up in the damn nun outfit? Like, but I mean, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not even too surprised because Mendici's always kind of had like some jealousy in him. Y'all remember many seasons ago where he got into it with her cousin or whatever because her cousin posted pictures of her, working out or whatever that situation was. So none of this even really shocks me, to be quite honest. It's just a fucking mess. Like, I can't. So I guess we're going to see what Yandy's storyline is going to be this season, clearly. But anyway, so then we get Safari. And he meets up with his family and everything. And I thought this was kind of cute. He meets up with his mom and his sisters or whatever. And they all still have like that accent or whatever. And I'm like, so why Safari don't have the authentic accent? You know what I'm saying? But I guess maybe because of the fact that he had left New York, and I don't know. But anyway, so, because they all had the accent very strong. So he's saying, he's pretty much telling them that, pretty much being in Hollywood ain't been working in his favor or whatever, and talking about the women there, this, that, and the third. And his mom tells him that, you're not an angel or whatever. All you see is ass and titties and this, that, and the third. And pretty much, his mom and his sisters don't like none of the girls that he chooses to bring home and everything. And I'm like, well, damn, does that include, especially when she said the ass and titties, I'm like, but does that include, Nicki Minaj? Because he was with her before she got all that. So did she have a problem with her too at some point? You know what I'm saying? I was like, It just had me thinking, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, like I said, his mom, it was just so funny. His mom was going in on him. He tried to give her the dog pound. She was like, don't give me that damn dog pound. I ain't one of your little friends. His mama had me cracking up the whole time. But yeah, I thought that was a really cute scene with him and his family. So then we get Annalise or whatever. Her and her husband, they're sitting outside of their home or whatever. Soon as he sits down, he starts criticizing her about her hair color or whatever. Like, she married him when she was 20 years old. So, like, he knew what he was getting into when he married her. And, he's saying how he texts her to come home early or whatever. And, every night she got something to do or whatever. And, she talks about ending her marriage with him. And he was like, well, you need to figure out what you want to do and blase, blase. And I'm just like... Moving on, we get Remy. They flash back at the BET Awards or whatever. She throws shade at Nicki about how, she knows that this award has been going to the same person for the last 7 years now, but she feels like tonight is going to be different, blah, blah, blah. And of course, we know that she won, and she was shading Nicki on the stage. And I heard that her and Lil' Kim supposed to be coming out with some song, dissing Nicki some more. And I'm just like, why? Like, hang it up, sis. Let it go. Y'all know I like Remy, but it's just, this shit is just becoming exhausting at this point. Just pull the fucking plug on it. You feel me? But anyway, so her and Pap, they're celebrating with some champagne or whatever, her victory and everything. He's still talking about the baby or whatever, and she don't really want to have this conversation. She's focused on everything else but a baby right about now. And we see that that's going to be more of a problem for them later on in the season as well. I feel like I understand. I understand where Pap is coming from, but I still feel like, Remy needs to at least put out her own solo project before they, try again to have a baby. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like she needs to come out with her own solo shit first. And then they could, really focus on that again. So, anyways, we're at the club with Rich or whatever. He's also there with Snoop. And, Bree, and they're all just chilling and talking, and Rich is telling Snoop about Bree and this, that, and the third, and Bree goes on to the bathroom. Snoop goes on to Snoop with some females at the bar or whatever. Bianca, she shows up and everything, and Rich is asking her, why are you here, whatever, and she's like, she's pretty much trying to network and this, that, and the third. He wants her to meet, Bree and everything. Well, meet with Bree or whatever. He feels like, y'all both saying the same shit. Y'all ain't got time for this, that, and the third, and I feel like y'all could put this shit to aside. He should never done that shit because, Bree comes back or whatever, and she's saying to Bianca, oh, so you still trying to be like me, this, that, and the third, and, Bree is like, you want to talk or whatever, and Bianca, she's like, yeah, come sit over here or whatever, and Bree, she's not sure or whatever because, she not sure Bianca got some gorillas behind her to, like, pretty much jump her again or whatever, because I guess Bianca jumped her. And, Bianca, she's like, there's always gorillas around, you know what I'm saying? But, come on, let's chat or whatever. And so Brie is like, you think it's cute jumping me in this, that, and the third? So Bianca is laughing or whatever. And, next thing you know, she throws her, as Brie is talking, she throws her shoe at her. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And, Bianca, she's like, I'm always going to get you first, stupid. I don't know why that shit just had me cranking up because I felt like when she was saying that shit, it was like as if they was like some fifth graders or something on the damn playground. Like, I'm always going to get you first, stupid. But, oh my God. So anyways, she's trying to play all cool or whatever. Next thing you know, Bianca, so security could kind of get up off of her or whatever. And she tries to attack again, but security catches her, this, that, and the third. And, they both talking shit to each other or whatever. And here go Bree talking about some she runs New York. I'm like, the first episode already, and we got motherfuckers talking about they running some shit. Okay, like we got enough of that shit with Hollywood and them motherfuckers, especially Hazel E. just alone, thinking they ran Hollywood and shit. Now we about to deal with this shit again, and motherfuckers thinking they run New York. I can't. But anyway, so Rich comes outside to talk to Bree or whatever, this, that, and the third. Then we get Yandy. This is the last scene. We get Yandy. She's doing a photo shoot with her artist, and I think his name was Graf or something like that. I didn't write it down. Well, I didn't type it or whatever, but she's doing the photo shoot with him. She's saying how he's kind of ashy or whatever, so she gets some oil to rub it on him. Granted, she could have had somebody there because, you normally have somebody there that does that, for the artist or whoever's doing the photo shoot or whatever. But I still feel like it wasn't a big deal for, like, Judy to just get her panties in the fucking bunch about. You know what I'm saying? She comes in as Yandy is rubbing the oil on the boy or whatever. And she talking about who the fuck is that or whatever? Who's this Yandy or whatever? And, Yandy is explaining to her and she's like, why are you here? And Mendices sent Judy down there to check on Yandy to make sure she working and not, doing something with somebody or whatever. And, Yandy is like, this is a photo shoot. So Judy is like, she's saying the old boy, she got to touch on you like that or whatever. And he like, it's just business. It's just business. And, she like, what the fuck is going on? And she fussing Yandy out and all this other stuff. Then she pushing old boy and everything because old boy is like, look, we paying for this or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? And, Yandy tells her that this is embarrassing and you and Mendices is doing too much. Judy is going to, of course, go back and tell Mendices and make this a fucking issue. Old boy talking about this is work and time is money, which I totally understand because, like, Judy was doing too fucking much. She was doing the absolute most. You feel what I'm saying? And she tried attacking him again. And I'm just like, Mona. I see you gonna wear us out with this damn storyline too, this season. But yeah, it's like, man, DC's, boy, you locked the fuck up. Like, you locked up, they won't let you out. Like, you need to sit your little ass down in that jail cell with your orange jumpsuit and just, you need to simmer down. Like seriously, you really need to simmer down because you doing the absolute most. But like I said, he was doing shit like this even before he got locked up. So I'm not even surprised. But anyways, you guys, that was episode 1. Not really a lot, to get like really too hyped up about. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.